We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the start of Season 5 here with Sunderland. And I hear you all asking, how's the transfer window been? He got some absolute superstars in. It's been painful. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 51 of the Sunderland Till I Die series here on Football Manager 2021. And here at the start of Season 5 with Sunderland, make sure you're hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be alerted when these videos are released. You don't want to miss any of these videos. This season is going to be either absolutely fantastic or absolutely dreadful. I don't know which one yet. After the signings you've seen I've made and the squad that I've got, put in the comment section what you think it's going to be. But so far, in the transfer window, it's been... I don't really know how to explain it. Instead, I'm going to show you how it's been. Yes, hi there. Would you like to join my fantastic football team in Sunderland? Hi there. Would you like to come to Sunderland? Great team, big aspirations. What are you thinking? Who the hell are Sunderland? Please join me. Please, please. I'll literally offer you the £10 spare change we have in the club. Please, please. Let's just get into it. And yeah, I know I said in the previous episode I was wanting to completely, reform my team, get a completely new squad. This transfer window has probably been the most difficult out of all the seasons I've played so far in this series. With the lack of finances and our reputation not exactly being brilliant after last year, it's been really, really hard to find players. And when I have found the right players, they haven't wanted to come to me because either they're not interested, we can't pay their wages, or they've got another team interested in them. So I've had to be very boring. I can only apologise, everyone. I can literally only apologise. I'm expecting such a transfer-filled window, and it just hasn't been. There's only been one new player that we didn't have before last season that's come in, and he's not even registered. He hasn't even got a work permit. And the outs haven't exactly been filled to the brim with activity. The only player leaving us is Anthony Patterson, and I won't blame you if you didn't know who this guy was. He literally didn't make a single appearance for us throughout the years he's been with us. I think he was actually probably a youth player when we came in. He's probably about 19, 20 years old with decent potential. But he's gone down to Fleetwood in the Championship, so we potentially will be playing against him this year. Hopefully he doesn't score against me. Otherwise, that is going to make me look like a complete idiot. With the two players that we did bring in, there's only one name that you're all going to recognise. And it's the main man, of course it is, Mr. Ivan Croissant. We finally got him into the club on a permanent basis with Burnley and letting him go on a free. And he's already valued at £10 million. Of course, being with us the past 2 years, he was absolutely prolific last year. Unfortunately, none of the squad around him was able to live up to his high standards. But hopefully this year, with a new tactic, with a new system, with new roles, hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit more out of Ivan, get a few more goals from him, and hopefully challenge for the playoffs. That's the hope, as we do go into the season with primarily most of the team that we had towards the end of last year. Obviously, that's not particularly great considering what happened at the end of last year, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed regardless. Actually, I do apologise. There was one other player that we did bring into the club on loan that I did before the start of this season, so it didn't appear on this season's transfer page, and that is Marcinho from Bournemouth. He is a fullback, and he's an absolutely incredible fullback at that. Very, very attacking, which is one thing that I want to focus on this year. I said at the end of last episode once again that I wanted to focus on the attacking aspects of our fullbacks, and I think Marcinho here fits pretty much all of the boxes that I'd want from a fullback. Great technicals, mentally fantastic, and physically he's very, very good as well. I'm surprised Bournemouth weren't playing him in the Premier League. He's probably not Premier League quality when you think about it. But they got him for a lot of money, 4.2 million, and he's only played once in the first team in the Premier League. So hopefully we'll be able to give him the push that he needs to get into that first team squad at Bournemouth. I hope that he does absolute bits for me this year. I mean, he's got all of the attributes to prove that he can really make a difference in my squad. He's going to be our first team right back. Hopefully on the attacking duty, he can get some absolute fantastic assists and get into the 10 to 15 mark. Hopefully, obviously that's a lot of assists for a fullback, but I have a lot of faith and hope and desperation in Mr. Marcinho here that he'll be able to change our squad for the better. And the final man we brought in is a regen, Mr. Sebastian Zollner, who we did get on a free from a club in Poland. I completely apologise. I am most definitely going to butcher this completely. GKS Katowice. Answers on a postcard. But Sebastian Zollner, unfortunately, we weren't able to get a work permit for him, so we are having to wait till October. But if we get a work permit for him and he's able to play this season, I genuinely think this guy could be really, really good for us because, once again, with the system we're playing, we are playing with 2 strikers. So if we can get this guy a work permit, he will most definitely be part of the first team because I honestly believe this guy could become absolutely fantastic. His technicals are relatively good, technique, good finishing, his mentals are pretty good as well, and physically, I mean, for an 18-year-old, this guy has got a lot of potential, 4.5-star potential to meet as well. If this guy's given the right tutelage, if he's played enough and regularly, I honestly think this guy could become a Premier League footballer in a few years' time. 18 as well. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how this guy progresses. And hopefully, just hopefully, we'll be able to see him this year. 6'3" as well. He's an absolute bloody man mountain. Now, that does bring us to the end of the players that we did bring in and the players that we did release. Now, I do want to have a little discussion about the finances. Now, I did briefly talk about the finances before, about how it was very, very difficult to get players in. And I'm going to show you why. Although we have 6 million in the bank, I only have 291k to spend. And we have a fairly decent wage budget. Obviously, I have, 5 or 6k difference in wage budget to spend. But in the Championship, finding a player that comes for 5 or 6k that is quality in the Championship is really, really difficult. And believe me, I tried. I looked in pretty much most nations in Europe that we could actually try and get players from, and there wasn't pretty much any players that wanted to join me, and if they did, they were asking for extortionate wages or ridiculous sell-on fees, and it just wasn't feasible. So this is the main reason as to why I wasn't able to get anyone. The transfer budget and the wage budget just wasn't very accommodating. Now I'm hoping if we do get promoted this year into the Premier League, we should hopefully get a little bit more, 10 or 15 million pounds, hopefully, with the parachute payments, which will allow me to flex my muscles a little bit in the transfer market. Because I don't really think throughout this series I've had the chance to really show my transfer expertise, so to speak. I know I can't believe I'm giving myself that title, transfer expertise in the series so far. So if we get a little bit of money, hopefully I'll be able to show that. But we are going to go on to the tactic now and my overall thoughts and hope going into this season and what I'm hoping to achieve. And this is the system that I'm hoping will get the most out of all of our players this year. A 4-1-2-1-2-1-2 diamonds. That went well. 4-1-2-1-2 diamonds. I've got there in the end. And this tactic, I'm hoping, will get the most out of our fullbacks and our midfield. My expectation here is to allow Marcinho and Harry Pickering to have pretty much free reign as long as they're attacking the opposition, and for our midfield to be able to unlock the opposition with crossfield balls, through balls, and hopefully with Croissant on the end. So our main sort of threat this season is going to come from the fullbacks and midfield. We have very good technical midfielders in Rossiter, Embleton and Dobson. We are having to play Mier up top alongside Croissant. That's going to be until Zona hopefully gets his work permit and we can partner him alongside Ivan Croissant. Now, obviously, this is going to leave us very vulnerable to the 4-2-3-1 or any formation with wide players. But my hope is that with how good Harry Pickering and Marcinho are, not only attacking wise, but also defensively, them two will be able to deal with it. I'm hoping so, anyway. And Harry Pickering and Marcinho are very, very similar players, actually. Marcinho, I think, is a little bit more technically gifted than Harry. Not by a lot, but he's definitely a little bit more technically gifted. Obviously, Marcinho is a little bit older as well, so he's had a few more years development. Now, the good thing is that we do have a good backup option in Matt Olasunde. Obviously, he had a horrific injury last year. I think it was a broken lower leg, so he's out for pretty much the entire season, and he came back for the final few games before the end. The fact that he can play both left and right, I'm not going to throw him into first team just yet, because I think that's what I did last year, and he obviously kept getting reoccurring injuries. We're going to keep him away from the first team or keep him on the bench for the first 4 or 5 games, and then if Marcinho or Harry Pickering are starting to struggle, then we can bring Matt Olasunde in. He was pretty good for me last year as well. 7 assists in 26 games, obviously missing the majority of the season, and hopefully he'll be able to provide adequate backup options for Pickering and Marcinho. But this is going to be the lineup going into our first game of Season 5 against Stoke. It's going to be Lee Burge in goal. It's going to be Harry Pickering, Jimmy Dunn, Sam Hughes and Marcinho as your defensive 4. It's going to be a Dobson, Rossiter, Embleton and Gooch midfield diamond, and then Batista Mier and even Guessant as our attacking threats. I really hope we get off to a good start. As I said, we've got Stoke City in our first game of the season, and then we have Blackburn and Watford. I'm not too sure how good these actually are. I can't remember off the top of my head where some of these finished. I'm assuming Watford are pretty good. They got relegated from the Premier League, so that's going to be a very, very difficult game. Blackburn finished 12th, so mid-table team. So we've got an easy-ish start to the year. We only played 1 friendly in the entire pre-season. Mistakes were made, viewers. Mistakes were made. Right, let's get some subs on. Let's make sure our subs are pretty good. We have a very small squad this year. We only have 1 player outside of the substitutes. So if we get any injuries, like we did last year, we are in big trouble. Right, boys. Hopefully we get off to a good start. Make sure you put any score predictions in the comments section. Let me know what you're thinking. Do you think we'll get off to a good start? I don't know what Stoke are playing. I assume it's probably going to be a 4-2-3-1, as every team on Football Manager seems to play nowadays. Let's have a look at what Stoke are actually playing. So, any players I've recognised. Martin's Indy. Wasn't he a wonder kid on Football Manager a few years ago? I want to say he probably was. Tyrese Campbell. Oakley Booth. I think, is he ex-Man United? Shea Ojo is ex-Liverpool. And Josh Timon I recognise as well. I don't want to have a guess at where these players were in case I insult anyone. And we'll start with our traditional team talk at the start of every game. I want you to go there and play your natural game. No pressure, boys. No pressure. Get off to a good start. Look after each other. Be a family. Be a team. Come on, boys. Let's not upset the fans immediately. Okay, very, very early chance. 5 minutes in, and it's a set piece. And it's Pickering with a direct free kick with Son with his first chance of the season. Unfortunately, it doesn't trouble the keeper. Now, I'm looking for us to have a fast start into the game. If we can get a goal very early on, that would sort of ease the nerves a little bit. Now, if we do concede, that is going to be a little bit frustrating. It's well blocked there. Timon with a very, very easy way into the box there. Defence seems to switch off, go to sleep, and it's a relatively good chance. Probably should be doing a little bit better, testing the keeper a little bit more maybe, as there's not a lot of goals going in around the grounds. I say that, everyone starts scoring, of course they do. And it's been a very boring first half so far, as we're going to go a little bit more positive, see if we can create something, try and take the game to them. Now, we are at home now. You'd expect us to, do relatively well, obviously, with the poor end to the season we had last year. The fans are going to... And we have a target as well. I've completely forgot about that. We do have a target of points that we need to meet. I completely forgot, and now that does add a lot more pressure. Batista Mier! Come on! Not in his natural position, but Harry Pickering with a fantastic assist. There's a lot of emphasis on the fullbacks, and it's great to see our fullbacks getting into the action immediately. Pickering with an absolutely unbelievable ball. First time as well, Batista Mier marked at the back post. First time finish Feels like the goalkeeper just literally just watched it, caressed it into the goal. 1-0 going into half-time makes my team talk so much more easier. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and it's a very brave thing to say, but I don't think Stoke have caused us too many issues, apart from the chance from Josh Tymon. I can't actually remember if there's any chances Stoke have had, and that's the sort of thing I like, as it looks like Stoke are going to go on the attack here, and this is the problem. It's a great tackle. Unfortunately, we're not able to get to it. It's a good ball to Klein, is that? Edwards on the right-hand side. It's a great ball, but it's cleared away from Jimmy Dunn with a chance to counter-attack here. I was not expecting this. Not a very counter-attack tactic, but Croissant's going on an absolute mazy run. Marcinho on the right-hand side. He's got great crossing. I don't want him to go back. I want him to attempt it. Marcinho, Croissant, Marcinho. This is what I like to see. Marcinho on the right-hand side. Oh, Croissant. Marcinho. It's well worded. Pickering! Oh, that was juicy. That was unbelievable. Oh my, 2 fullbacks. Oh, I love to see it, honestly. First time, look at that. Oh, Harry Pickering and Marcinho. Take a bow. Marcinho doing the fingers. Look at that. Oh, no. Let's not upset me immediately. Burge. Lovely save. Right. Fullbacks have been absolutely fantastic this year. It's a big ball out. Unfortunately, we're not able to get to it. Marcinho collects. Now, Marcinho, once again, that's great crossing. I don't expect him to do anything from there, but we are putting a heavily emphasis on getting that ball to the fullbacks, which is nice to see. It's actually working. Harry Pickering on left-hand side. Gooch. Oh, it's a great hit, but unfortunately, goalkeeper saw it all the way. It didn't take any sort of cruel deflection as he looked to try and... I mean, that is a very poor header from Jimmy Dunn. You don't expect that from him. He has been dragged out of position. And Burge, oh, it's a great finish. 51 minutes in. Stoke City are back into the game. A poor header from Jimmy Dunn allowed Stoke City with the counter-attack, sort of. Jimmy Dunn tried to get back into position, tried to get back the ball, try and make up for a mistake, but Kanahovsky with an absolute unbelievable finish. Goalkeeper had no chance. And it's a chat. I mean, first half was boring. Second half is full of action. You love to see it. Pickering. Oh, it's a poor ball. What are we doing? We're getting complacent here. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Right, we need to focus here. What are we doing? Right, focus. Keep your mind.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That could be really bad. That could be super, super bad. Oh, God, right. That's not ideal in the slightest. I won't lie to you. That is not ideal in the slightest. Right, we are going to start time wasting in the attempt we can see out the game. 10 minutes to go, and Stoke are really struggling to break us down. I think we need to start time wasting again, get some... Do I give Ola Sunday a chance? I mean, Marcinho and Pickering have been unbelievable, so let's maybe not do that. Could bring on Kebe, who's a very defensive midfielder, maybe for Dobson. Ask Kebe to be a defensive midfielder, just try and see out the game. Just add a bit of fresh legs in the midfield, and now... Oh, no. Not now. Not now, please. Marcinho, nice composed. Burge, don't just smack it. And if we somehow get to that, we don't. Oh, no. Please, game. Football Manager. We're friends. Oh, here we go. Rossiter. Go on. Just don't hit it. Oh, no. Oh. Right, I'm really concerned there's going to be a counter-attack. Rossiter. That is a great ball. 3-1, surely. Oh, it was a good opportunity. Wasting time, it's fine. 6 minutes to go. Come on, first win the season. Gets off to a great start. No. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, come on, give me... Oh... Viewer... We were 2-0 up as well. I can't believe it. Whatever, I was happy. I'm not. It's in the 96th minute. Oh, am I ever going to get a break? Right, how long is this? Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, well, I'm going to have to find someone, aren't I? What's the points target? We need 5 points. We can do that. We're going to have to find another striker. Great news. Exactly what I needed. Right, I'm going to have to go all around the world now, ladies and gentlemen. Great. Absolutely looking forward to it. Right, that is going to bring us to the end of the episode. I very, very much appreciate you watching, as always. And if you have enjoyed the episode, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Oh, wait, we haven't chose a game to come back for yet. I'm an idiot. Sorry, everyone. Right, what game should we come back for? I'm thinking we come back for the Barnsley game, because Barnsley were good last year. So we'll come back for the Barnsley game, which only 4 games between them, 3 league games, and you'll know if I've got the sack or not. So that'll be fun. The Barnsley game, they're in 16th. I'm assuming they lost their first game, but it'll be a good game. Obviously, we didn't do too well against them last year, but thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell to be alerted when these videos are released. Take care of yourselves. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're in the world. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode, hopefully with a job. Goodbye.